travesty having me. Then he told the people you could call me your majesty. Keep your battery charged, you know it won't stick, yo. And it's not his fault you kick slow. Should've let your trick hold your sick glow. Plus nobody couldn't do nothing once he let the brick go. And you know I know that's a bunch of snow. The beat is so butter. Peep the slow cutter as he utter the calm flow. Don't talk about my mom, yo. Sometimes he rhyme quick, sometimes he rhyme slow, or vice versa. Whip up a slice of nice verse pie, hit it on the first try. Villain, the worst guy. Spot hot tracks like spot a pair of fat asses. Shots of the scotch from out the square shot glasses. And he won't stop till he got the masses. And show them what they know now through flows of hot molasses. Do it like the robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes to convince the average boogaboo. It's ugly, like look at you, it's a damn shame. Just remember all caps when you spell the man name. And you know it like a poet, like baby doll. I bet she tried to say she gave me her all. She played ball, all bets off. The villain got the dice rigged, and they say he accosted the man with the sliced wig. Allegedly, the investigation is still ongoing. In this pesky nation, he got the best con flowing. The pot doubles, now they really got troubles. Madman never go like snot bubbles.
Nazi dread like Bob, so rock steady. With no spaghetti with meat sauce, maybe salads with one toss. No bread of sorrow, cause I pray to see tomorrow. It's religion, never suspicious, too delicious for the tongue. See the lungs breathe the natural high, just like the shirts are so lovely. So ask Marco Polo and I never go solo, because I roll with the crew that keep the funk flows, that make you dance until the sisters take glance. I hope you find romance. Try your luck, take a chance till I enter. Like the Milton Plaza, I'm the center of it all. The fucking prince of the ball, standing 6 feet tall. That's a long way to fall, but not worry, cause my vision ain't blurry. The eyes hotter than the spice and curry. So don't stress the father or you might feel the fury.
So check the situation. A raw deal is what we're facing. What's the flavors of the rules they mandate? The climate gets hotter as the city gets smaller. More swallows, 1,000,001 cats, they tryna earn top dollar. Half that mill, they straight out to kill. Uncultivated and destined to act real ill. Black blood up in the veins of 5 boroughs of pain. Only reason why the east and the west, it ain't the same. I'm 20-something years of age, and life surely ain't about handouts. So I lays my plan out. Hard work is catered to an hardcore survival. Consider Jah's lesson from conception to arrival. Now that I'm here, my fears shall decrease. Learning about life, making my way to the east. From 4 square yard struggler, the G's on time. Yo God, hit me with that rhyme.
Introducing the art to the OBO. You didn't know, I witnessed your thoughts on Robo Dindo. But your intentions confuse me on the surface. You're nervous because you lack a purpose. Check it, thought about it, much later. Should've kept it real, would've been much greater. But you got in it like a pussy in fact. Being pussy kept your whack ass back. Now, in 95 to 2000, robbers on some next shit. Game tight, yeah, in your heart, you know it ain't right. Dissension among the ranks. I'm giving thanks to the Most High for planting me firm upon this world that's forever changing. The conflict that I'm engaging, the constant riff and miscommunication.
I'm just gonna put them there.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with mainstream science.
Meanwhile, the peanut gallery has got his popcorn, his large Coke, settling down on his couch, got the remote ready. Yes, it's time to watch the event of the year, Snowpiercer. And what happened to him there? Holy smokes. Peanut, we already have a technical difficulty. What the hell? Oh, you know what? We're going to read this, and then we'll add DJ back in when we do the introduction. Snowpiercer, what did you think it was going to be, the Olympics? Hey, welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which proposes that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark. If you can't find it, well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, this show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, and yes, Caroline, if it is not July 30th, 2024, the year of the Wood Dragon, then you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day goes exactly like this timeless classic. Oh, even before we do that, don't forget, you can find the show on BitChute and Brighteon, Rockfin, and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth, it is only the beginning. Quote of the day goes exactly like this. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. If you're a music trivia person, that's from Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, their triple album from 1974, the end of an era. Patricia Steer is on vacation this week, so my special guest host, I warned you last week, for the evening is the always delightful DJ Curious, sitting pretty in LA. Hey, DJ, how are you?
Well, hello. Happy to be here. How's everybody?
I couldn't be happier that I'm talking to you right now. And for those of you, DJ is a friend of the show, has called in before. You and I met down, if I'm not mistaken, at a Huntington Beach Flat Earth meetup down at Renee's place.
Yes, we did. That was great. I was very excited to go that day. A little bit nervous because I had been a fan of Strange World, and I can vouch for everyone out there that hasn't met you yet, Mark, that you're the real deal. And that was very exciting.
Well, I tried, but it was you made an impression. You were very sincere and open and willing to look at new ideas. And you're the nicest guy I think I'd met in a long, long time. So it was very, very cool. And then we ran into each other again at Flattoberfest in Vegas.
That's right. I know. It was so exciting. I flew in early, and I was checking in. I just ran into everybody. So, it felt like a family meeting right away of just people getting the show ready for the big event. Yeah,
and we put you to work like immediately, which I felt bad for. It's like, hey, DJ, you want to help put together lanyards? It's like, okay. My fingers hurt. I actually had my fingernails hurt after doing that.
Oh, I remember that. I was like, I was actually doing them wrong, incorrectly, and you were like, you didn't want to tell me. And I think I did done about 15 of them just incorrect. And I was like, maybe I'm going to just retire myself from this position and go mingle. So what's cool about the events, guys, if you don't know, some people fly in early and you can start making friends right away. I mean, everybody is so excited just to kind of hear your backstory, where you're from, and
the community is always so willing to talk to everybody. Again, it's one of the standard questions, which is, what got you here? What was your journey? How, what was the process to? And we'll get to yours eventually, depending on how much we want to talk about it. But before we do that, we've got to get the obligatory stuff out of the way. And by the way, I apologize. I don't know what happened to your camera there initially. You got huge, and then you got tiny, and then you got bigger and bigger. It's like, is somebody messing with the settings? Because it wasn't me. DJ.
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard to find Flat Earth friends, but there's an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane. The solution is simple. It's the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. By chance, do you have it on your phone?
I do, actually. I find it very interesting. It's great for questions, and you can show people on the go what you're looking into, as well as meet people pretty easily. I mean, it's amazing.
Nice. Watch the feature video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. Oh, so sleepy. And because it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's time to say goodnight to one of our listeners, Paige. She's just put on her Spider-Man pajamas, got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and will probably listen to the playback in the morning. Good night, Paige.
Good night, Paige. Nice to see you.
That's right. You had a chance to run into Paige at Vegas.
I did. I was getting a coffee and just kind of talking because everyone with the lanyard, you could just introduce yourself and say, hey. And turns out she was Dave Wife's wife. And I'm like, no way. Okay, your little royalty here. Hello, hello. So sweet. It was great.
She's wonderful. Hopefully she knows that David took a secret picture of her, or secret video of her sleeping, and so I use that as the intro to the show. It's nothing weird or anything like that. I just like watching videos of her sleeping. Shout outs to Flat Earther Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever. Go to thestrong.family, won't you? Pick up some merch. Also, shout out to ZULUONE, longtime listener of the show, for doing a simulcast stream on his channel right this second. So you can go to ZULUONE, ZULUONE. Great guy. You haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet in person.
No, we haven't.
He's great. Yeah, you love him.
Seems great. He's so friendly. Yeah. But he also isn't afraid to speak his mind at all, and basically no filter. So he cracks.
No, he's got very few filters, and as he gets older, the filters just keep getting weaker and weaker. Mailbag, got some stuff in the mail this week. Wonderful mail here from Lex. Said, sorry it took me so long to get these stickers out, but your way. Been busy. Anyways, thank you so much for all that you do for our growing community. My Vegas meetups are getting bigger each month, and I am so grateful for the relationships and building your, if you're ever in Vegas on the third Sunday of the month, we'd like to have you again. Thank you, Lex. Geocentric Lex, by the way. And he sent me some, I don't know if you can see them very well, Flat Earth stickers, like Flat Earth Vegas, and little Vegas stuff there. So Flat Earth stickers. Every local meetup tends to have a lot of this little swag stuff, so that was kind of fun. And Christian Sanchez, longtime friend of the show and a guy who sends me more packages than any girlfriend I've ever had. He sent me books and he sent me videos. You ready?
All right, what do we got?
Obscure stuff. North American Indian artifacts, illustrated. So if you have an Indian artifact, like a headdress or an arrowhead, this little book will tell you all about it. Infinite energy technologies, Tesla, cold fusion, anti-gravity, and the future of sustainability. That's kind of fun. These are heavy books, by the way.
They're very in-depth.
Yep. Bill Bryson, Seen Further, the story of science, discovery, and the genius of the Royal Society. Don't know what that's about, but I'm going to check what's happening there. Let's see. I got 3 more books. These are not light. My mail guy hates me. Luckily, I got a big mailbox. Alexander the Great, the Conqueror. A little history of Alexander the Great.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. Honestly, if you want to get the crib notes on that, just watch the Colin Farrell movie. Val Kilmer plays his father. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, it had Angelina Jolie, too, as his mother.
There you go. Angelina Jolie. That's a weird cast, isn't it?
It's so weird, especially because I think she was only a few years older than him at the time.
Right. And that reminds me, the most disparaging, I felt bad for her. So, obviously, you know who Angela Lansbury is. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Murder, She Wrote and all that. Well, she, Elvis did 4 movies in Hawaii, and she played his mom in one of those movies, right? And thing was, she was only 5 years older than him. And he was already like in his late 20s in this. So she was like 33, 34. And she has one of those looks. She's always looked older. Always.
Okay. I was going to say, poor Angela Lansbury.
I know, right? But
same cast, same role.
Little claim to fame, though. Oh, yeah, she played Elvis Presley's mother, for real. Bryan Cranston, A Journey Through Something About Acting. Hey, Bryan Cranston, really thin book.
Remember when he was on Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
I was so shocked when he got acclaimed for his acting, because on that show he was kind of overshadowed by Jane Kaczmarek, his wife.
Right.
But then Breaking Bad, of course.
Breaking Bad was his vehicle. And I only watched that last year. I waited, kind of like with the Blacklist, and then I watched all of it. I binge watched all of Breaking Bad, and then the movie El Camino. Did you ever see the? Oh, you haven't seen the movie? Oh God, watch it. It's a great follow up to the series. Okay, 2 more books. The First Americans. I'm sure this has to do with Native American tribes.
American tribe history now.
Yeah, and then National Geographic, The Making of America, and take that with a grain of salt because, well, history is written by the winners, and National Geographic is not our friends. Okay, DVDs, really fast. Peanut will appreciate some of these. Okay, let's rattle them off. Ready? Here we go. So, in the 1970s series, there's a Hulk with Bill Bixby, right, with Lou Ferrigno, and you can probably see the
Look at that cover.
the hologram, right? So this is the entire first season. But he didn't just stop there. Oh, no. Season 2, no hologram. Season 3, hologram.
Wow.
Season 4 and 5. And it was kind of neat for me because will I watch these? I'm not really sure. But the thing is, I didn't even know it ran 5 seasons. So it ran from the late 70s to the early 80s. There's season 5 right there. There you go. So
Love these covers. Those are very...
yeah, those are pretty cool. And then just a few more DVDs. The Number 23 with Jim Carrey.
Never saw it.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually worth it. It's a cool little thing about. I didn't know there was anything conspiracy revolving around Number 23. How it shows up in everything. This is weird because I picked the quote of the day mere hours before I opened up the mail, and you know what was in there? Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, one of their music sets. Go figure. Nobody has this. And so, yeah, go talk about synchronicity. So thank you, Christian, for that. The Other Side of the Mirror, Bob Dylan, live at the Newport Folk Festival, 1963 to 1965. That is such an obscure musical DVD. And then, last but not least, I'm just going to show all three of these at the same time, the entire Matrix trilogy, which, believe it or not, I did not own in DVD format. So, and it is a much watch for any sci-fi fan. I love the fact that kids like Gen Zs are now like doing reaction videos to it because the Matrix is now 25 years old, the first one.
Well, that movie was mind-blowing back then, and it still holds up.
Peanut's bugging me because the Hulk movies? Is that what you're asking about? You were saying the Hulk movies? Yeah, the one there was a Hulk movie with Eric Bana as the Hulk, Ed Norton as the Hulk, and then the modern stuff. No, what are you talking about? What 2 movies? Oh, come on, Peanut, you're killing me. The series had 2. Oh, the series had 2 movies. Oh, I did not watch those. I don't think. One with Thor. Oh, yes. Right. Good point. And the death of. Okay, good point. All right, let's get to real fast. And by the way, I love that the beeping sound is actually coming through DJ's machine, but actually that proves that Peanut is real. Because when Peanut chats, you're hearing it on your machine. Okay, meetups really fast.
He's very cool.
Yeah. Meetups. There is a Flat Earth Utah Stargazing Campout Fireside Jamboree. You guys really got to work on your titles. August 2nd through the 4th. The Truth and Freedom Conference, August 10th, with Austin Whitsitt, Justin Harvey, and Matt Long. Those promos are on my channel. One in Southern New York, August 17th. That promo is on my channel. The Flat Earth Meetup, Atlantic City, New Jersey, September 13th. I'm pretty sure ZULUONE's going to be there. Maybe even Lowry might be there too. Others. And of course, Flattoberfest, Spartanburg, South Carolina, September 27th through the 29th. You can go to flatearthfestivals.com and check that out. And there is a meetup October 12th in Kansas. So we are caught up on all the meetups. So that's it. Good night, everybody.
Hey, we need to do a show.
Yeah. Oh, we do? Okay. So what happened this week that before we even get to the headlines, and we probably, well, if we have, what time is it right now? Yeah, we got a little time. We probably there's a couple things I want to mention before I get to the headlines, which is if you missed it, and this is part of what we're going to be talking about later anyway, but blue team and red team, they're all set. They're ready to go for the most part. So remember what I said last week? I said, it doesn't really matter until you hear from Barack Obama. Nothing's locked in when it comes to blue team. And then Barack and Michelle come out and they say, oh yeah, by the way, we endorse Kamala, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And so all she has to do is pick her VP. That's going to be picked next week. And the nightmare ticket, which I still don't think it's going to happen. It's a long shot. Vegas odds are hot way out there. Would be Kamala as president and Michelle Obama as VP. That would be the long shot. It's not going to happen. And I say that because whoever's going to be the VP is going to be campaigning with her starting next week all the way to the DNC in Chicago, which is going to be I think it's on the 19th.
Well, I think in somebody's fantasy league, there's also Oprah is an option. I heard that.
Really?
That would be interesting.
Wow, that would be a heck of a ticket too. Right now, the front runners are Shapiro, Buttigieg, and of course, my personal nightmare ticket, which would be Mark Kelly.
Ooh.
If you guys forgotten who Mark Kelly is, he is part of the twin brother astronaut team that spent a lot of time on the ISS. The fake ISS, and I really don't want it to be him. And there's a lot of people who are saying it can't be him because he doesn't fit the political demographics. He doesn't bring in the right check boxes. But, not necessarily because he's white or anything, but because of his district, because he's Arizona. And they're saying like Arizona wouldn't make that much of a difference compared to some of the others. I don't know, but apparently she's going to announce it probably over the weekend. And I don't personally think it's going to matter because what we're going for is an all or nothing shootout, a winner takes all deal, which is both sides now are convinced. Like blue team thinks that Trump rigged it in 2016. No, I'm sorry, in 2016. And the Russians. The Russians helped him. And then red team thinks that it was rigged 4 years ago, when we went to bed and woke up and all of a sudden Trump had lost. And both sides hate each other. They're so incredibly polarized. But that's what they're going for right now, which is the all or nothing show. Which is why the thumbnail we've got the big circus, Obama standing over the top of Kamala there. I don't know what part he's gonna play in all this. Love for the back. Thank you, by the way, Life Matrix, for putting this thumbnail together. I know you've been dying to get Kermit in the background, and the Trump puppet hanging there as well.
Yeah, this art looks great.
Yeah. Part of it's AI. He was experimenting with AI art and then modifying, adding some stuff to it. So,
getting back to the Kamala thing, is there any chance that the Democratic Party will have an opportunity to change who their candidate is? I mean, a lot of people are saying that it's pretty controversial.
No, that's a good question, DJ, and it is locked in. And by that I mean nothing. Something that FDR, one of our president during World War II, or at least most of World War II, the part that mattered, he said that not locked in, but they'd lose a lot of money.
You so much about our history just because of
I absorb a lot of media. But what he said was, nothing in politics happens by accident. And that was a thinly veiled way of saying everything's telegraphed behind the scenes. So in this case, Joe Biden waited until the last possible moment to get out so there would be no horse race. Meaning he left so late in the game that the knee-jerk reaction was, we have to go with the VP. There is no time to do primaries. There's no time to set up debates. There's no time to even think about options. We just have to pick the closest person that can fill the spot, in this case, Kamala, and that's it. And then she can pick her, wait a few weeks and pick her VP. Remember, all this has happened in a very short amount of time.
Makes sense. I mean, the fact that you spell it out like that, it's so clear. I liked what you said last week, where it's like, okay, we got to sit Grandpa down, and somemo's got to have the talk. Okay.
Yeah. He wasn't going. That was the other thing. So yeah, they ship him off campus, basically, out of DC. They sit him down for a while, and then they call Kamala up and say, okay, you're in. And then they tell him, it's like, look, we're going with her. You have to go along with this, period, or we're just going to keep you here. We'll just say you got an illness and you're just going to be out of the public eye.
How do you think his reaction was? Do you think he just blank stared, or was there any pushback?
Well, I think part of it was what they were worried about, which is why when he did his stepping down. It wasn't a full-blown resignation, but when he did not accept the nomination, it was done via letter, which was they wrote the letter for him and they put his signature on it. And because they didn't trust him to do a live resignation like LBJ did 56 years ago. And by the way, this is a completely uncharted territory for us, because 56 years ago when LBJ stepped down, it was March. And that's when they had all that time to go through all the candidates, and they still picked a loser, and he lost to Nixon. So there is no time. They can't change. They're not going to change because it doesn't really matter. Both sides are going to lie, cheat, steal, kill, if possible, to win this thing. And I don't mean the Trump attempt. We'll get to that, down the headlines a little bit. But so no, it doesn't matter, because Kamala, remember what I said last week, Kamala is more than enough to create the outrage they need if all of a sudden, well, it won't even be all of a sudden, because again, I think it was, I don't want to drag this out too much, but I think it was amazing how fast they pivoted, meaning Biden was out, and the next thing you know, it's the new Jan Brady. It's the new Kamala, right? It's like, what? And she's already up by 4 points over Trump. It's like, what are you talking about? She's only been a candidate for 2 days. How can she be ahead of Trump in all the swing states? And that's because Blue Team runs the media. Do not think that this thing is going to be a freaking mess.
Right. Well, and I just think whether you love her or hate her, it doesn't matter to me. I'm kind of unbiased at this point, but it just shows you that our democracy is at stake here, because you didn't really have the choice. You have to just go. And I think if the people on the left see that, they understand that, and that part's very interesting to me.
Yeah, and the illusion of choice. And this was a Simpsons episode that they did years ago, the Kang and Kodos episode, where Bob Dole was running against Bill Clinton. That's how far back it goes. And even at the end, both sides were in denial. So when the whole world was enslaved by aliens, Homer was chastising Marge, saying, well, I voted for Kodos, so it was all your fault. And it's like, what are you talking about? They were both aliens. Why?
What do you think about all these Simpsons predictions? We definitely need to touch on that. You're a fan. You go.
Predictive programming. I believe in it. I do. Why not? If you believe in the long game, and I do, there are plans that they are very flexible on, which they roll stuff out. And if it doesn't happen this 4 years, you know what? We'll just wait another 4 years. We got time. This is a multi-generational thing for me. Yeah, I mean, come on. The Simpsons, there's too many things. Too many things in The Simpsons.
And they get very specific. I mean, remember the Trump one where he's going down the escalator and waving, and it's almost identical to a Simpsons episode? I mean, so somebody is keeping track of all this predictive programming then, and then they're implementing it into real life. I mean, who do you think runs that? How does that come about?
I don't know if we have time. You know what? We'll talk about that off air, because I mean,
the viewers might be curious too, but you can bring it up later.
Yeah. It is.
I have. We can touch on it later.
There's some interesting. We will, but there's some. If there's people behind that, there are levels of power. Again, true power stays hidden. People love pointing at different groups, but for me, is there groups that are even higher than the Vatican, for example? I still consider the Vatican the top of some food chains because they're the oldest. People have asked me, it's like, oh, who is it? Is it the Bilderberg? Is it the Rothschilds? It's like the Rothschilds. They're new money compared to some of these other guys. I mean, come on, the Vatican is the remnants of the Roman Empire. You know, Alexander, those guys, Caesar. And they're still around. They formed their own little country. It's bulletproof. No one can touch them. Nobody even wants to look cross-eyed in their direction. So anyway, but yes, The Simpsons.
They're kind of aware that that's a possibility, but I just thought it was more funny of, okay, somebody has to keep very close on these notes of what they've done, what they predicted years back, and make sure they implement it on schedule.
I don't think all of them are completely accurate, but there are. I mean, come on, the one that was the most recent, where Lisa Simpson as president is wearing Kamala's purple suit with the pearls. It's like, oh God.
Someone is paying attention to this stuff, so who knows? If it's predictive, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Look into it.
I agree. But we'll see. So my prediction right now, I'm just going to do them every week up until it happens, is blue team. I don't really care who our VP is going to be. I think it might be Buttigieg. I think it might be him. Why the hell not? He seems like a safe pick. I don't think it'll be Shapiro. Of course, I might be wrong, and it could be Mark Kelly. Watch me jinx it and watch it be Mark Kelly.
Ooh.
I know. But
Does
again,
he subject himself to that much attention? I mean, come on. If you're not really doing what you're saying you're doing, you really open up yourself to massive investigation, ridicule.
Yeah.
The trolls they're just ready for something like that.
I will say this, Mark Kelly would help our community out because we would launch against him. Be like, oh, look, a fake astronaut is actually going to be running for VP. He's one step away from the presidency. And it's not the first time that's happened. John Glenn ran for president back in the day, an actual Apollo astronaut, not one of these ISS guys. And he lost, but Mark Kelly, my kid, I don't think it'd be a good choice. But then again, I would have gone for Trump's VP, I would have gone with Tulsi Gabbard. I thought she was great, great on camera, strong Wonder Woman-y type thing going, and a nice contrast to him. But again, when it's in the headlines, we'll go to that. Okay, so we are going to go to our first break, and when we come back, yes, I see it, Peanut. Jeez. And when we come back, we're going to go through headlines and continue on with DJ Curious. So, here, watch what happens. So, by the way, those are very cool glasses. What does it say?
We got Strange World.
Strange World glasses. Love it. I so want a pair of those.
It's not dark enough tonight, but I think you guys can see it. It's pretty fun. Strange World. All right.
Nice. All right, we're going to break. I'm just going to leave his video like that.
Introducing the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock App Meetup Maker. Never miss another meetup again.
They can.
You can look up meetups in several different ways. Sort by date. You can search by location or within a 500-mile radius.
Yeah, DJ.
To create and list
if you're ever gonna mess with your shades, hit mute.
Give the meetup
because your microphone
name,
picks up
a location
everything.
name.
No, it's okay.
Add a photo. Enter your contact information. Create a group chat name and then fill out the description
I can help
with all
plug
of the
David's
details.
thing. Hey,
Select
look,
your
this is
background
David's
color
Flat Earth
and hit
Sun,
the
Moon, and
save
Zodiac
button
clock
to
app.
add
You
your
should
meetup
get it.
to the list.
200,000
Once the
people have
meetup is
already
saved,
gotten
it
it.
will ask
Why
you
aren't
to
you getting
create a
it?
group chat for all of the meetups
It's
so
got
people
cool
can join the
features.
group and start a local chat
He worked
community.
really hard on it, and he does a lot of interviews.
Select
He
public
just did
group.
Roseanne. That was fun.
Add your welcome
I
message,
have the app.
and your meetup is now available for all to see.
I like it.
To make sure you don't miss
I
another
promote it.
meetup in your area, you can select your desired radius
And he doesn't
whether
give me
you
a dime
want
for
push
this.
notifications or email or both. Whenever a new meetup is added
I
in
know.
your selected radius,
Well,
you get notified.
I mean,
The Flat Earth,
He
Sun,
puts a lot- he
Moon,
puts a lot of time
and
into this.
Zodiac Clock Meetup Maker, bringing people together all around the plane.
I don't even know if that's the latest version. I know, right? Oh, I know I have a hot mic. Chat room doesn't have to tell me that.
Join me, Karen B, every moon day
Every
at
moon
9:30
day.
a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. You can also go to flatearthfestivals.com for updates on the latest news for Flattoberfest 2024 and also for meetups, local meetups. If you want to have your meetup listed on flatearthfestivals.com for free, please email flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com.
All right, coming back in. Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious from LA, and sometimes Peanut. Yep, smoking his cigarettes.
Peanut's the best.
I know.
Oh my God.
If he had a spacesuit, I think he'd have to have the cigarette smoke piped into it. But that would assume that there was space, and there isn't. And you know what? That was Joe Jackson. Oh boy, you better be ready for this one. Joe Jackson stepping out from his album. You're supposed to say Night and
Day.
Yep, there it is, Night and Day.
I don't know how I knew that, but
Really? Well, it could have been. It could have been, subliminal hot sex. So, all right. Where were we? We were going to do some headlines, I believe. So let us pull up the headlines and turn them on the screen so I can figure out where are they. Oh, I've got to turn off the thumb, don't I? There we go. Okay, there are the headlines. All right, so let's get started with these. You ready? And remember, some of these are dated, even though it's only been a week. So on July 24th. Keep in mind, it was not that long ago. Obama doesn't believe Kamala Harris can beat Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her, said sources. That didn't age well. It's like, Obama was like, oh no. I was trying to tell you guys that when it comes to the blue team, Obama is like the prison yard shot caller, right? Now, of course, there are people above Obama and people above them going all the way up to the aliens, right? But when it comes to Obama, people look to Obama. It's like, has Obama endorsed her yet? Again, you're looking at him in the prison yard. It's like, do we get to shiv that guy? Obama's the guy. He's like, he gives the nod, and then the guy gets the shiv with the toothbrush. And on the 24th, he absolutely was not. He was not with her. He goes, let's see here, said a source close to the Biden family. And Obama was the notable exception. He's very upset because he knows she can't win. Right? Obama knows she's just incompetent. The border czar, who never visited the borders, saying that all migrants should have health insurance. She cannot navigate the landmines that are ahead of her. Wow. Because only a couple days later, Barack and Michelle Obama endorsed Kamala Harris for president. This is on the 26th, 2 days later. This is TMZ, the finest journalism in the world, based out of Los Angeles, California. And Barack, and it's like, oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, why is TMZ more credible than the New York Post? What's going on here?
Well, because everyone knows that if you want the early scoop, the deep dish, they're going to have it first. Again, if somebody dies, I absolutely look to these guys first. If they don't have it, nobody does, because they're not afraid to run with it. It's not that they're most credible; they're fearless. They're just like, oh no, we'll take the lawsuits if it comes to that.
Low-hanging fruit too. I mean, they're kind of shameless with celebrity posts and all sorts of stuff forever now. Right.
And by the way, this post, remember, this is on the 26th. It goes, earlier this week, Michelle and I called our friend Kamala Harris. We told her, wait a minute, earlier this week? You mean was that in between the 2 days? Because 2 days before that, you said she wasn't going to be able to pull this off. And again, this is politicians. We told her we think she'll make a fantastic president of the United States and that she has our full support. At this critical moment, we're going to do everything we can to make sure she wins in November. Okay, sure. Well,
I mean, the commercial, I give her credit on her acting, I must say. She does not act not surprised to hear from the Obamas. This definitely was staged.
Yeah. And Peanut said, to your question, Peanut says that TMZ basically replaced the National Enquirer. Yeah.
Hey, that makes sense. Remember Bat Boy back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Attention at the checkout line. Oh, my God. As a kid, I was obsessed.
Yep. Yeah, speakerphone to her ear. Good commercial. Yeah. So, yeah, there you have it. So, again, that is the official stuff. That's what I was waiting for. Which is, it made no difference. Everybody else could line up until he said it, the shot caller. It wasn't going to be a thing. I really would have loved to, again, the nightmare ticket would have been Michelle and Kamala as a duo, but it's not going to happen. But now that doesn't mean, by the way, the DNC, which is coming up, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about that before it gets there, will be star-studded. So the Republicans, right, red team, The only star they had was Hulk Hogan. That was it. Right?
It's just bizarre.
Blue team, everybody's going to be up there. Not just Barack and Michelle, and not just, I mean, there's going to be all sorts of celebrities, because celebrities, the acting community and most of Hollywood is pretty much blue team. So, all right, moving on. Let's look at this again. This is my nightmare ticket. There he is. Oh, I don't want this to happen. This is from MSNBC, otherwise known as Blue Team Bible. Why Democrats may need Mark Kelly to stay in Arizona. Now, this particular article, they don't want him, right? And there's all sorts of, there's at least 2 or 3 articles for every possible candidate for the VP. In this case, MSNBC is saying, nah, let's not. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. So, and they say he's a great senator and an admirable guy, but he's not what the Democratic ticket needs. Yeah, famous last words there.
No, that face just, that look right there with next to Kamala. I don't know if that's going to help them very much.
No, I don't think so. So yeah, and by the way, the details, he is the Democrat from Arizona. He's an astronaut and a Navy combat pilot. His parents were police officers, and his wife, Gabby Giffords, was a congresswoman severely injured by a mass shooter, which we're not allowed to talk about in any critical way. Kelly is also a gun owner and Second Amendment supporter who has long campaigned for reasonable gun control. He's got a lot of mixed messages. He's not extreme enough, I don't think, for them.
Is he the one that gets confronted with bubbles in space, or is that his brother?
No, that's him.
That's
him. But both of them get confronted because they both do speaking tours. So in his case, it's more political stuff. I think his brother, which is Scott gets attacked more because he does stuff outside of politics. But again, if I'm kind of mixed, because if Mark gets it, our community has something to shoot for at that point. Now, and I don't mean literally. I mean it's something that they can latch on to. It's like, oh, look, there's an astronaut we can go after that's high profile. So,
well, I'm always reading his expressions and his reactions when he's confronted, just to kind of, as I investigate this and try to really figure out both sides of what people are saying.
Right.
He does not help push that narrative along at all. He's not very convincing that he's actually been up where he says he is. But
who is? Find me an astronaut that is real, that has been. I've yet to receive stuff from trolls that say, here's the guy you should listen to in the aerospace industry. Right? Most of the time when it's people attacking us directly, it's mathematicians or photographers. It is not anyone that's tied to NASA in any way. Which is interesting. You'd think that Neil Tyson would have his A game, but he doesn't. Michio Kaku, Brian Cox from the UK, even Bill Nye, you think would have brushed up, considering how many times it's asked him. But whatever. Let's get to the obvious ones out of the way. This is politicians just being politicians. Oh, look. This is from Russia Today, otherwise known as RT.com. Harris has a low IQ, says Trump. The former U.S. president disparaged his election rival during a cryptocurrency event in Tennessee. What? A politician saying another politician is dumb? No. But what I thought...
Have you heard what they're saying about the VP? There was a compilation video of all these networks saying how weird J.D. Vance is. Now, I don't have an opinion on J.D. Vance. I literally know nothing about him, and I'm just kind of innocent on both sides of just whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Right.
But J.D. Vance, the media is definitely already painting this picture.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
I happen to watch, and we'll talk about it here because we've got a headline that's tied to that.
What did he do so weird?
Nothing, really. He grew up in a poor part of the country in the South. And he, raised himself up by his bootstraps. That's not exactly true. He joined the Marines, and the Marines are the ones that whipped him into shape. And then afterwards, sorry.
So
yeah, I know he's part of Ohio, but he was raised. Yes, I know he's from Ohio. I know that's the rep, but that's not where the movie takes place, which I had to watch. And by the way, I'd seen that movie before. I don't know who I watched it with though, which was called Hillbilly Elegy. And it's about his early life, how his mom was abusive and a drug addict, and his grandma.
Mark, I'm sorry.
The what?
What movie have you not seen? I've never even heard of this.
There's a few. I'm sure.
That's part of the people don't know this, I guess, about you, is that you are constantly absorbing media.
And you read
all these references.
Peanut, by the way, says, yes, he was born in Ohio. Yes, I know that. Dude, we are not going to get into this right now. I watched the movie because you guys told me to watch the movie. Hillbilly is not South. Okay, fine. What would you call it? It's called Hillbilly Elegy. What would you call that part of the country? As he's typing. West Virginia. All right, fine. Country road. Okay. We're just going to say Ohio. You know what? We're moving on. We're just going to say Ohio. Okay, so, but I want to mention this article. This is the part that bugged me because, again, Trump doesn't know. Most people don't. Because he said, cryptocurrency, I'm not going to do a Trump impersonation. He goes, is a marvel of technology and a miracle of cooperation and human achievements. Wow. He goes, the room is amazing. The room and the IQ in this room, because it was crypto IT guys, are high IQ individuals. I'm running against a low IQ individual. Okay. Just want to remind everyone where crypto came from. Crypto was born from crime, from the criminal element. There was a website out there called Silk Road. I know because my friend installed a virtual server in my house so I could go view it, where you could buy anything. So those sites on the internet where criminals go to in the movies. It's like buy machine guns and conflict diamonds and drugs and crap like that. That was Silk Road, and how they paid for it. They had to create their brand new system of currency, which was called blockchain, and then eventually Bitcoin. And when Interpol got a hold of these guys and wiped it all out, well, blockchain remained because it was a pretty cool technology. No different than, and I know you're too young to remember this, DJ, but when Napster came out, and
Napster, I was in high school.
Oh, all right. Yeah. When you just look like you could be my son, and you could be.
No.
When Napster was destroyed by the massive lawsuit, right? Napster, by the way, wasn't completely a great thing. It wiped out half of the revenue of the entire music industry. When it got wiped out, it created the MP3 file, which remains to this day. The reason why we have MP3 files is because of Napster. The reason we have crypto is because of Silk Road. Both of them started out as an evil thing, and the byproduct was something we could use. It's like, okay, great. But anyway, so to have Trump say that, oh yeah, it's a wonderful, cooperation. It's like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. I was there. I saw what it was being used for. It was not good. You could buy machine guns and slaves at the same time. Okay. Trump also said in RT.com, if Harris wins, it will lead to World War III. The U.S. vice president is incompetent. It will escalate the crisis in the Middle East, a Republican writer has claimed. The reason why he's saying that, and he won't, well, I mean, he's refrained from it. He's basically saying because she's a woman, no male leader will take her seriously, and everyone will launch an attack because she won't be able to take it.
Which is not fair, of course.
No, it's not.
Women, sometimes they can run the show better than the men.
Yes.
However, with these candidates, I have my doubts on their abilities, but that's what's a bummer. As someone who wants and believes in democracy and wants us to exercise our right and our freedom and put the best people in place for power, it doesn't feel like we're getting the best options here. That's the part that really drives me crazy, because I've met amazing, smart, beautiful women who would be great for something like this, if there was a fair and honest path to this position.
Absolutely. And Peanut, I appreciate the comment. It's like, stop because she's a woman, she's an idiot. And, I get that. I absolutely get that, but that's not, there's a duality there.
Trump's going to go for that? That was his whole thing with Hillary, and it's just, we're back to the same charade. What bums me out is, are we learning from the past at all? And he's going to say what he's going to say, they're going to do what they're going to do, and we're just all going to be fighting over everything?
Yeah, the ultimate goal here, again, which is what I firmly believe, is to have, in the 58 elections we've had in this country since 1789, we are going to have the first one contested formally, meaning up until now, within a week or 2 weeks, the other side is always conceded. It's like, all right, fine, I lost. This time, neither side's going to give in. But in this case, it should be, if I'm right, it's going to be red team that's going to lose, and red team's going to drop the hammer from a judicial standpoint and say, there's no way we're going to accept her as president. Therefore, the inauguration is going to be void. And again, uncharted territory. We have no idea what it means yet.
But the world soap opera is what we're just living out right now.
Yeah, but and you're saying, well, why would they do that? It's like, well, if you want to do anything bad to America or the world, that would be a window to do it, which was you do it when America isn't even sure who their true leader is, which has never happened yet. Ever.
Well, it feels like, to me, it feels like they're purposely helping people lose faith in the democratic system.
Yes.
On both sides, because if you were a Trump supporter 4 or 5 years ago, and after everything that he promised to get elected, which was like drain the swamp, and then you realize the swamp is still full.
Right.
I mean, how can you have 100% faith and trust in him this go around?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely true. And both sides have it. Both blue team and red team have amazing polarizing rants against both candidates. Look, I'm the first one to say, oh, Trump's not innocent. He's no savior, not by a long shot. And Kamala has been in the background, quietly just kept in a back room for years because they're like, let's just get past this so we don't have to deal with her anymore. It's like, oh no, we're bringing her in. She's coming off the bench right now. It's like, what are you talking about? She's been so low profile. Why would you do that? Speaking of promises, though, DJ, that aren't made. You remember, I think it was last week when Elon came out immediately after the assassination attempt and said, oh, I'm going to donate $45 million a month to Trump's campaign until November. It's like $200 million.
Right.
Oh, not anymore. That was fast. That was on the 24th, by the way. Elon Musk pushes back on reports that he's donating $45 million to the super PAC backing Trump. I'm making some donations to America PAC, but at a much lower level. Yet again, Elon talking...
So what is that, in your opinion? He just wants to be in the headlines as much as possible.
Yes,
for his
absolutely. That's all he's doing. Anytime he talks to anyone, he could make a phone call to anyone in the media, and it will automatically get picked up by the AP and run everywhere. Don't forget, do you remember when he tweeted a single period in tweet, just a period, right? And people retweeted that thing tens of thousands of times. They thought it was so deep, like he was making a statement on something. It's like, what are you talking about? He
does have a cult following. I mean, we know this.
It's huge. It's still freaking... Well, hell, I've got family members that think he is he is one notch below Tesla. Literally, one notch below Tesla. It's like, man.
But what's interesting about that is I have a few people that ended up owning Teslas and then regretting their decision, kind of getting rid of their cars because they're like, look, the materials were cheap, and they kind of see through the facade that. Yep. And that's what's interesting about the Elon. I mean, he gets a lot of attention. SpaceX gets a lot of attention. It just makes all of his other businesses seem cooler than they might be. And that's the part that deserves investigation. It's like, how much of what he's really doing...
He doesn't...
From his mind, like...
No, nothing. And I've said this before, which is like, look, Steve Jobs took a lot of DMT. He took a lot of ayahuasca, and he wasn't shy about it. He's like, oh, I got some great ideas, man. I'm going to come up with some weird shit. Right? And he did. He came up with all sorts of weird stuff. Elon does nothing. At least Jobs was a freaking visionary that had Wozniak to back him up with the hardware. Where Elon, it's like he just says stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to send a couple people around the moon, and then the media's like barking dogs. It's like, oh my God, we got to write stories about this. It's like, no. I'm going to make a super submarine, a little submarine to save those kids in that tunnel or in that cave.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was so attention grabber.
The underground bullet train from Los Angeles to San Francisco, that sort of stuff. So here's one for you. This is from the Washington Post. Right. This is for people. I know most of the people that listen to the show are red team. I encourage you to look this up because if you're wondering why J.D. Vance was picked, this is a blue team article about it. And again, it was going to come out eventually, which was Peter Thiel. How he got J.D. Vance into the position that he was in, which is he is one of the technocrats, no different than Amazon and PayPal. Heck, hell, he was one of the founders of PayPal. Not Elon, one of the actual founders of PayPal. Elon was just part of a company that was absorbed by PayPal and got in on the IPO. But Peter Thiel, oh no, he was the guy that made the phone call. He's the guy that's been grooming him, and I know grooming's a bad word nowadays, but there was something I wanted to mention really fast, which was he said, let's see here. He goes, for Thiel, Vance's president, or I'm sorry, presence on the Republican ticket is the payoff on a president bet placed a decade ago when he embraced the Yale Law School graduate with Rust Belt roots on his protege, joining a roster that included Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and OpenAI founder Sam Altman. And what I mean by that is again, if you watch the movie Hillbilly Elegy, it ends and you're wondering, it's like, there was no follow-up to that movie. It's like, oh, okay, well, he was nothing after that. It's like, wow, he made it out and nothing, we have no idea what's going to happen to him. That's how fast everything escalated. You know, the Peter Thiel jumped on this and he turned him into, it's like, I'm going to mold him into politics. And again, that's how you create somebody that he's only been in politics like 18 months and now he's the VP candidate. And, you know, the whole root, you know, getting back to the grassroots thing. So anyway, so read the article if you guys get a chance. Inside the powerful Peter Thiel network that anointed J.D. Vance. Good stuff. Like Obama, very similar to Obama. And look what happened with him. Yeah, Obama was picked out of it. And Obama was even tougher sell because I still believe that he wasn't born here. And now, granted, it's a technicality. And we almost got around it anyway with Arnold Schwarzenegger because they almost changed that amendment to get somebody that was, you know, because Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in Austria. They almost got him in, but the governorship didn't pan out so well. Okay, got a few more. Oh, we got
the governor. I remember those years.
Okay, if you guys are looking for something interesting to watch, I want to point this out. This is for you, DJ, as well, which was there was a new little mini documentary that came out on Netflix. It's called Dirt Pop, and it is about the producer here, the guy named Lou Pearlman, who wanted to launch his own, you know, because the New Kids on the Block came out first. And he came out and he basically started a blimp company, crashed all the blimps, used the insurance money to launch these bands, right? These two bands, NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys first and then NSYNC later. In fact, he was the guy that came up with the concept. It's like, well, why should I wait till somebody comes up with a rival group to the Backstreet Boys? I'll just do the rival group myself and have them in the same shop. And so he did both simultaneously, but the whole thing was this giant Ponzi scheme. He was borrowing from investors to pay other investors, and he ran it for years. It wasn't the most money in the world, but he ran it for decades, and he didn't pay the kids anything. And so they both sued, both got out of their contracts, both went on to do their own things. They're still doing them now. And it's an interesting little documentary. It's a little 3-parter. It's only 2 hours long in total. Fascinating. The whole thing it's just a freaking scam. But during that scam, again, good came out of it because it created these boy bands, and it ended up the peak of the music industry ended. One of the biggest selling music years was when the boy bands came out, when all three were out there.
Yes, and those bands are. I was the generation that they were preying on, where they basically, if they have the one that they want you to like and the rival band, and that way your friends you both have somebody that you can choose, you can play sides, and then they cash in and make all the money. They're preying on these young minds that are so impressionable. And I actually was that generation. Luckily, Britney Spears came right around the corner from there, and fell in love with her, and I was fine with that pop star.
Britney was part of one of his girl bands for a little while, and then she went off and did a solo thing. But yes, you're absolutely right. Teenage girls are the most impressionable, it's not a big secret, most impressionable consumer market there is. And Menudo was the guys that came up with it way back in the day, which was, hey, we'll do a shotgun pattern approach. Somebody on that stage you're going to want as a boyfriend. Therefore, we're just going to have all these different types, you know, the bad boy and the good boys. I mean, come on, the Spice Girls did the same thing.
Well,
but they were also marketed to teenagers.
However, but I see that they prey on those kids that fall for Billie Eilish, and all of her music is very depressing, and it just makes you want to slit your wrist after you're listening to it. When they're already in that angst teenage years, I'm like, this is just so evil, cashing in on those feelings. Right. So kids out there, I'm on your side. I'm trying to help bring down this corruption. Yeah.
And Peanut's point, we'll mention it briefly, which is, they convinced all the girls, my sister being one of them, that the lead singer of Wham! Ended up being, he's straight now and he's got his own solo career. And, let's just tour. The Faith album, I got to admit, Faith was one of the greatest albums ever when it came to pop. Absolutely freaking awesome album. But
that these documentaries are coming out because, people now are they're reading between the lines and they see how it's just a formula and that they are repeating this formula over and over, and they're just taking advantage. And so I think it's actually good news that this has been kind of being revealed in this era, because in the 90s, early 2000s, they had all the power. Pop stars had all the power, and those people behind them were raking in the dough.
Yep. You know what? We're running out of time, but I want to get. I'll do the Mr. Beast thing after we get back from the break, because I want to spend a couple minutes. 2 more quick questions. One from TMZ, obviously the best journalist in the world. Donald Trump, was he shot by a bullet or not? Again, this is the chances that TMZ makes. FBI director still doesn't know. And you know what? I hate to say it, but it doesn't help red team, and it gives blue team an argument, which is I saw him in that room, and his ear looked pretty damn good, considering it was grazed by a bullet. So, I mean, he went from this to basically, from the bandage there to nothing in a very short amount of time.
They're saying it could be glass from the podium.
Well, yeah, it's again, it gives blue team a reason to think it was fake. It polarizes even more. I've never seen an event that should be clear cut where both sides are completely convinced. One says he faked it, the other says they were out to get him. The blue team.
It's theater. It's perfect theater. It's the puppetry. Yep. They want us to be against each other, so don't fall for it out there. But hey, if the podium's shattered, where's all the glass? I mean, is there any footage of that? Because there was someone who took a picture and they showed it on Joe Rogan of the bullet whizzing by.
Well, the 8,000 frames per second camera setting he had it at.
But
yeah, that guy will probably end up winning a Pulitzer for it, or whatever the photographer award is. Okay, last one before we go to break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Mr. Beast thing for a second, because I watched a thing on him. This is from CNN Business. Elon Musk said the Tesla robotaxi skeptics should try full self-driving option on their cars, hitting the auto drive. A Wall Street analyst nearly crashed. Yeah. Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. This is not a tough thing to understand, guys. Auto driving works if the roads are perfect. They are completely reliant. You got to understand how they're programmed. The cameras look at the road lines and look at the markers, but they have to be exactly what they say they are. And as you know, the current state of our roads is not great, which means the car software is not great. And so when the car has to make a judgment call, it's like, oh, hey, the line's broken up. I don't know what to do with that. And yeah, it's an interesting article, but it's not the first time. It's why even Mercedes says do not use auto driving unless you're in the middle of stop and go traffic where the camera can see everything around you and you're going really slow. Then you want to read a book, go to sleep, fine. But on the open road, don't ever try it.
The future is here, everyone.
So
I mean, these are driving all around LA all the time, these robo taxis, as well as those little robo grocery carts with the cute face. I mean, at least those make me giggle that there's someone's getting their groceries from some sort of robot. And the streets in LA and the curbs, everything's uneven and crazy.
Yeah. Auto driving's not going to happen. Hey, we got to go to our second break. When we come back, we're going to take your phone calls, but I do want to talk about the Mr. Beast thing because it's important. So DJ, don't go anywhere. All right. And then what do I have to do? I have to click on my second break option. We're going to music.
And cream.
Don't forget to customize your Flat Earth Clock referral code and wake up more minds out of the Matrix. Now your referral points earn DOME cryptocurrency tokens on the Pulse chain. Enter your MetaMask wallet address, and all your previous and future referrals will automatically earn Dome coins. In the next few months, there will be an airdrop to all users that have referral points in their account and have entered their MetaMask wallet address. Any users that have referrals and do not have their wallet address added will forfeit their tokens, and they will be divided up between all of the people who have a wallet address added. Some cryptocurrencies are proof of work, some are proof of stake. Dome is proof of mind. By waking people up to our amazing flat realm, you are mining Dome coins. Become a Dome whale and wake up the world.
Have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Because you can see the stars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
we were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon.
It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
Space is fake AF. Space is fake AF.
There's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
you see the gas.
Get done with it. Say the sky was not the limit. Get back to the moon in another second. But we haven't been back.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 3 of 4. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious from Los Angeles, and Peanut with people behind him. I don't know where.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hey. So, let's get to it. There's one more story I want to read really fast, which is, I want to spend just a couple minutes on this. And I swear, the phone lines are open, by the way, 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Operators are standing by, and by that I mean me. What was that, DJ?
I'm looking forward to their calls.
Yeah. Yeah, call in if you want to talk to me, you want to talk to DJ. If you want to talk to DJ,
Yeah.
whatever.
Dave White calls in, tells us about the Roseanne Barr podcast. I would love to hear from him.
Yeah. David, if you're listening, would love to get your first-person take on the Roseanne Barr thing that you did. And the secret interview that you won't tell any about that hadn't happened because of the Trump event that delayed everything because everyone was focused on that, and so they delayed it. He won't even tell me who it is because he doesn't want to jinx it. And I agree. I think I was the one that told him that. I go, don't jinx interviews. Don't tell people. In fact, I don't usually tell anybody until it's already been shot.
Smart.
Yeah. So I want to mention this really fast, and you probably caught some of this. So Mr. Beast, the biggest channel in the world, right, with 300 million subs, disgusted by ex-co-host Ava Chris Tyson's grooming allegations. There's Mr. Beast right there, and there was his right-hand man who went transition, but that doesn't really matter. The point is that, and I try to remind people of this, which is if you're going to do something public, the people that are close to you, you have to have a sit down with them and say, look, are there skeletons in your closet I need to be made aware of so that our marketing and spin people can deal with it? You don't want something to come in to bite you back in the ass later, like this guy did, because this guy was hitting on minors, and it wasn't, and it's like anything. When one comes out, they're all going to come out. I call it the Tiger Woods cocktail waitress syndrome, right? Which was when the first cocktail waitress came out, they were all looking for some love. And so they all came out to the media and all this like, oh wow, Tiger Woods hit on every freaking cocktail waitress there was. He wasn't even remotely faithful. And why wouldn't he? He was a freaking rock star in golf, right? So I want to mention this really fast because I'm hoping. I've never been a fan of the whole Mr. Beast thing, and I watched a video recently on, and I think I pretty much nailed down what it was, because I was trying to figure out. There's lots of people that buy subs because social media is credibility. So people, kids. In fact, the wonderful documentary Fake Famous. If you guys have never seen it, please watch it. Fake Famous on Netflix. It's a fantastic documentary about how kids value social media credibility more than anything, and it doesn't matter if it's real or not. Which goes into the what was the Emma Stone movie Easy A, where she was she was having guys pay her so she would lie about sleeping with them just for the rep, right? So and it was bugging me because he's got 300 million subs, and that's way beyond the buying subs. In fact, when you get past 100 million, what's the point of buying subs? A lot of these are real, and you're probably wondering, it's like, wow, why doesn't he have his own TV show? Mr. Beast, the channel, is literally... Do you know anything about the Mr. Beast channel, DJ?
Yes, I do. I mean, I've watched his videos over the years, not many, but I definitely... He's just doing things that would be entertaining for kids, pretty much.
There you go. His audience is usually teenage boys, and by that I mean 10 to 15 years old. And everyone that I've ever read about, all the kids that they talk about, when they ask, it's like, oh, he gives stuff away. And I wish I could win one of the things that he gives away. The Mr. Beast channel, again, I don't want to dwell on this too much, is a gambling channel for kids. That's all it is.
Wow.
Meaning he sells stuff with the chance that if you buy some of his stuff, you are entered into a drawing to win things. And one of his most notable was he sold T-shirts. And during the T-shirts thing, he would be like giving us like this, whoever buys T-shirts in the next 5 minutes is going to get a free iPhone, right? Or get a free Android or whatever it was. And, and they'd be putting stuff in boxes and making it look like they were giving away stuff, right? You know how much they were selling these T-shirts for? $42 a pop.
Wow.
And kids bought tons of them, just tons and tons. He made big money off of it.
He's robbing the kids blind.
He's robbing the freaking kids blind, to the point where, he did the Mr. Beast burger with Ghost Kitchens because he thought, okay, well, kids buy burgers. That failed because Ghost Kitchens is a terrible idea. But the latest thing he came up with, I just want to mention this, and the reason people are wondering, it's like, Mark, why are you even spending time on this guy? Because he insulted one of my favorite franchises of all time, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, with Gene Wilder. Aww. Which was, he replicated the Willy Wonka chocolate bar thing. So if you guys didn't know, he's selling a chocolate bar out there called Feastables. Right? Beast, feast, get it right? Feastables. It's a Hershey's bar knockoff, right? And in it, you see where it's going. Hey, every rare bar or so has a ticket in it with a special code that if you scan it with your phone, you go to the website and you'll win prizes. The idea there is that any kids goes to the grocery store with mom is just going to start loading freaking chocolate bars into the basket. No different than the kids did from the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But that's the scam. And so sorry, last part of this, which is, okay, why 300 million subs? And I think most of them are real, believe it or not. And that is because what they did was he convinced kids that at any given point on my channel, I could be giving away cool stuff that you could win. So kids don't want to miss the opportunity, because you know how rumors are in junior high and grade school, which is like, oh yeah, dude, my brother's cousin's former roommate had a guy, he won a freaking Android, right? And that's all you have to hear. And it's like, oh my God, I have an enlarged chance of winning this Android too. So all these kids are sub to him, and they're never going to leave him. So the numbers just keep going up. I'm pretty sure every English speaking kid between the ages of 10 and 15 are sub to him in the world. And to point, and this is the slam on Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, if you're listening, man, this has nothing to do with you. A monkey could do your job. Literally, you could have a monkey giving away the iPhones, and your channel would still be as big. That's why you don't have the media opportunities. Oh yeah, people are signed up to you. But it's like, yeah, you should be way bigger, 300 million subs. Anyway, there it is. So if you know any kids, it's a gambling channel for kids. Keep them away from it.
Having flashbacks to the 80s when I was a kid, and all the kids' commercials for cereals and mailing in the tag from your cereal box and you might win a prize. And you know, these are tactics that have been around forever, and he's just using them. Well, we already went through. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're old tricks. And, you know, it just kills me what, like, seeing him during like a live stream. He'll do like a 6-hour live stream where he's giving away stuff. And he does the thing that car dealers used to do years ago, which was, I must be crazy to give away a car at this price, right? And he's like, I'm giving away all my stuff. I'm not making any money. It's like, my God, the old tricks still work, still to this day. And yeah, and because
they don't know, these poor kids, they don't know.
They don't know. I feel bad. So somebody should, I don't know, push him down a flight of stairs or something. Okay. And that's maybe a small set of stairs, like a handicap ramp. I don't know.
We just need to show the pain that he's inflicting, and he doesn't even realize he's just cashing in. But, you know, he comes off like he's some humanitarian as well as a philanthropist, because apparently he just donates all his money back, or that's what he's said.
Well, yeah, that's the other part, which makes him look good, which is like, oh, no, I'm donating money. Hey, buy a T-shirt that's tied to my cause. And it's anyway. So I'll link you the video that I've been showing around to people. It's pretty good. I've been enjoying his fall will be spectacular. Can't wait. Gambling to kids, karma is gonna just stomp on you. Okay, let's go and pick up. Who are we gonna pick up? You know what? Let's start with a favorite. Let's do 505 in New Mexico. Because, as you know, New Mexico used to be Old Mexico, and then, well, America got involved. So, you're welcome.
I'm so excited.
What's happening?
Mark, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Oh, Hulk reference. Very nice.
Absolutely. I couldn't resist. It sounds like you got all 5 seasons. I really didn't even realize it was 5 seasons. That's amazing.
I know. I thought it went like 2 or 3 at most, but 5. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby did a great job in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ, you might be a little young for that.
Yeah, that show started in '78. Now, and the funny thing was the guy that played the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, was one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's bodybuilding buddies. And he actually started out bigger than Arnold. It's like, oh yeah, he had his own TV show. Now, he didn't have any freaking dialogue in it because he really couldn't talk very well. And the Hulk didn't have any dialogue anyway. But then Arnold just blew right by him. You know, it was like...
Yeah, Arnold movies were big when I was a kid. That I remember. Kindergarten Cop, that was amazing.
Yes. I did.
Besides the others, I mean, T2. We were the kids that our dad, he had no filter, and we were watching movies that we probably were too young for. And I remember just watching Terminator 2, thinking this is like the most badass movie of all time. I was scared, but my brother was really into it.
Oh, Terminator was a wonderful franchise.
Yeah, Out of the Bone. That song imprinted on my brother as he was a kid. I think he was 5. So
and it was. I was a perfect choice. I remember when that album came out, George Thorogood, back in the day. It was a great track. Great track. I had the cassette tape.
Yeah. Yep. Arnold was badass for a minute there.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Well, and I can't resist Pumping Iron. That is a cult classic, and you could see Lou Ferrigno and Arnold in action. And they call it a documentary, but it's a little fun for a documentary. Not everything's exactly true, but that goes back to their roots, which in the early 70s, the Mr. Olympia days.
Yep.
Yeah. And DJ, it's a pleasure to talk to you and of course Mark and Peanut, of course. And happy anniversary. This is to the day. This is the 79th anniversary of the sinking of the USS Indianapolis. And that is just, I have been hearing this story kind of my whole life, from even the Steven Spielberg did kind of a tribute to this ship in with one of the fictionalized characters in Jaws.
Yeah, Quint.
I think the mid 70s there.
Yeah, Quint.
Yeah, Quint. That's right.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. This story always gives me the chills. And a couple weeks ago, I ran into a friend that I see walking his dog in the park when I'm in that same area, and I never knew this, and I got to quiz him more about this, but for some reason we started talking about, and his dad, I guess, was on the ship or somehow involved in the rescue, and I need to ask him more questions about it. But and wow, some of the things he was telling me. But real quick, for those folks that maybe never heard about this, but in '45, this ship was in the port in California, and they were just doing repairs. They didn't think they were going to go back out because they got hit by a kamikaze, and they sent them out real quick in a hurry. And they didn't have any support, and this is a heavy cruiser, and usually they travel with other ships to help them out. And they supposedly were carrying their uranium. They didn't know at the time, and it's still kind of questionable what they were carrying. But when they delivered it out to Tinian Naval Base, on their way back, they were supposed to go to the Philippines, and they never made it. They got sunk at midnight on July 30th. 1945, right. Went down in 12 minutes by a Japanese sub, and 300 got killed. There was 1,200 on the boat almost, and 890 ended up in the water, and the rest is history on the hell that they went through for 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, nobody knew they were out there. They did get some rescue messages, but the people that were incompetent, I guess, or maybe they were just ignoring them. But of course, and this might come to recollection, a lot of them died from shark attacks.
Sure.
And yeah, and a lot of them died also from. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah. Saltwater poisoning, and a lot of that fuel they ended up, having to swallow just by accident. And, some of the delirious stories that you can read, some of the accounts of some of the survivors, they were saying a lot of guys too were losing it, and they were, seeing visions and from the salt water, and, they were actually fighting with each other. And the captain actually was in the water with them. And unfortunately they court-martialed that poor guy, and really hung him out to dry.
What happened?
And,
I don't think all of us know exactly the story behind this.
Let me give the Reader's Digest version, because unfortunately I do have to take.
Yeah, go for
it. Which is, and if you guys have seen the 1975 movie Jaws, the guy said it, which was, this was the ship that initially delivered the bomb to the Enola Gay, because it had to be delivered by ship before it was put on a plane, which was then taken to Hiroshima. And on its way out, if you believe in karma, the ship got sunk, which was ironic because the Japanese surrendered right after the second bomb was dropped. And so the sub, on one more day or two, they wouldn't have even fired the torpedo, but the boat went down, but the water was so warm that nobody was dying of exposure. So they were just swimming around. And as you know, where the saying, blood in the water, once the first sharks started hitting the first few guys, they just started hitting more and more and more guys, and they weren't going away. It was, the stories are gruesome, absolutely gruesome. And Steven Spielberg did a rattle off of that in the movie Jaws, where it was a really sobering part where Richard Dreyfuss was asking him about the tattoo on his leg, and it's like, oh yeah, it's the Indianapolis, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, the Indianapolis. like Navy guys don't like talking about it. Anyway, hate to do this to you, but we're behind schedule.
Yeah, no, I'll let you get. No, good job. Yeah, go for it. It's a great story for anybody, and I'm not going to do justice to it in 5 minutes, but I just had to honor those guys tonight and do a few shout outs here. Of course, Jan in Dallas, isn't she amazing? It would be great to hear from her tonight.
Okay.
And Matt in Temple, and Jesse and Brittany, and Amy in Syracuse, and Mark, DJ, and of course Peanut.
Right
you guys all keep it flat, and yeah.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Night. Laters, guys.
See ya.
Yep.
Bye.
Yep.
And by the way, thank you to the people that have been writing me and shooting me messages saying, hey, your mics are on during the break. It's like, yeah, I know the mics are on. That's why I said they're hot mics. I'm not turning them off. I'm leaving them on. They're that way deliberately. The commercials are important, but they're not that important. It's not like they're paying the bills or anything. It's just stuff we put out there. So we're good.
By the way, what's his?
Who?
I enjoyed that last caller.
That was John.
John. He's great.
John.
He always has something interesting and different than to kind of talk about. And I love that you have a synopsis of everything. How is that even possible?
Again, I absorb way too much stuff, and I'm older. You'll probably end up like that one day.
I love it. why I'm just excited to be here, everybody. Please call in.
Let's go to Vegas. Let's do Vegas real fast. Hey, Vegas, I'll give you 3 minutes. What do you got? 702?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good.
Yeah, this is Dave from Vegas. Yeah, you brought up, I caught it like mid, I was a little late to the show, but I caught up. You were talking about Lex from Vegas doing the meetups, and then did she actually write you a handwritten letter? Or
Yes.
was that an email?
No, it was a handwritten letter.
Oh, wow, that's nice. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to say, like, I've been to a few of her meetups out here, and they're always really cool. So yeah, if anybody's out in the Vegas area and you see a Vegas meetup with Lex, definitely go to it because they're always awesome.
Groovy. That sounds awesome. Hey, Peanut, can you check Strange World chat? I don't know if David's saying something in there. I think he was saying he might want to call in, but his battery's going to die. That's a pretty lame excuse, by the way. Anyway, sorry, what else did you have, caller? Go ahead.
That was pretty much it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I just wanted to say, yeah, if you're anywhere in the Las Vegas area when Lex is having one of her Flat Earth meetups, yeah, it's definitely worth going to.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds great.
All right, and thanks for promoting her.
Okay. Well, thank you, and don't be a stranger.
All
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Let's pick up Jan from Dallas. 214. Jan, you are on. This is your big chance. What's happening?
Oh, hello, guys. Yes, hello to you, Mark and DJ and Peanut, and congratulations to Karen B's new success and her gig. And I'm just a bit under the weather, so my brain won't be working quite as well. John, that was really interesting, that story, and the way that you guys, the first 2 hours, have been going back in time and reflecting. It's been a lot of fun. And Mark, you know someone personally that has twins. Are you allowed to say how old they are by now?
Oh, you mean my cousins?
No.
The Deer twins that were born.
No.
The Kelly twins. Oh. Well, dude, I don't.
More special than that?
No. Peanut says his twins.
What is Peanut doing?
Yes.
Peanut, yeah, okay, yeah, but I hardly ever see them. Come on.
Oh, but you know they're there.
Yes, I do, but again, out of sight, out of mind. So Peanut's giving me a hard time. It's like, what do you mean? You forgot the twins? It's like, well, yeah, but it's not like I talk to them on a regular basis. I see Mark and
What are you going to say?
Oh no, go ahead. Anyway, what about the twins?
I want to know how old they are by now.
They are 17 years old.
Oh, what a beautiful number. I love that number. DJ, you're very entertaining. And I was wondering if maybe you're in the entertainment world, or you've written music or poetry or art or something.
Oh, well, first of all, Jan, what a pleasure to speak to you directly, because I always enjoy your calls, and you have the sweetest sounding voice I think I've ever heard in my life. It's the most soothing, beautiful cadence. It reminds me of home and just being warm and fuzzy, and thank you. So first of all, but I've been in a few things in the entertainment world. What's really cool is when I was a kid, I loved acting and just putting on a show. And so I took theater, I took a lot of drama classes. But as I got older, I kind of realized that maybe that world wasn't what I really wanted to be in. So I would say I've kind of avoided it, but it has found me over the years. And now I'm here on Strange World, which is actually what I'm really excited about. I mean, I would rather take this over anything right now. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, I don't blame you. Mark Sargent is rather special, isn't he? Very special.
Really is. He is. He's funny and he's smart and on the nose. And it's really what I've come to admire most is that he is a man of his word and he's very trustworthy. And I think that's what we're all feeling, that authenticity come through when we listen to him. He's shaking his head now. But it is true. And Jan, when I went and met Mark this time, I was just so well, he has really pretty blue eyes, but he always downplays that he doesn't think he's cute. But I definitely can say for sure that Mark is adorable because of his whole aura.
Yes, and he does not like pranks. I've been listening since he started his show, and learned a lot about him the first times, and he's just a straight-up guy that you can trust with your life, totally. And he totally is behind what he believes with the world and the truth about her. And I'm thinking, to save myself a bit, I'll say hello to everyone who says hello to me. And you guys take care, okay?
Thank you, Jan. Appreciate the call.
Great.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye, DJ.
That was Jan.
Oh my God, this is like all becoming so real.
Yes, and Peanut says we have to go to break. That's him mentioning that we have to go to break. All right, so I will find our third break. Yeah, third break. And we are going to go to break.
I wish I could hear the music. Is this your burger commercial?
No, burger commercial is coming up. I'll cue it. I'll change the screen.
Behind the scenes is not as glamorous as we thought. It's very fun.
Is it ever?
No.
Alpha 33, target is on property, approaching food trailer. Engage Delta 9. Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
So this was shot by Rick Hummer. I'm just going to do a commentary on this one.
Hey, I know you.
Shh, they might be listening.
CIA.
I know, right? It's subliminal, practically.
Maybe.
Aliens.
Probably.
Globalists.
Definitely.
I have.
I may
I've
have
had several
said
burgers.
too much.
It is so hard for me to watch myself 40 pounds heavier.
I'm listening.
But those are the
Go
burgers
on.
made. In fact, we ate those burgers right there.
Tell me the secret.
They were delicious. I did not know that. The extras that were in this, who were all their friends, were paid in burgers. I'm pretty sure everyone now that watches this show has been watching this commercial now for several years. They just get snacks as soon as this thing comes on. They can't help it. Are you making that up? Wow. The one thing we didn't tell you was it was cold as balls when we shot this commercial. There's a reason why I was like wearing gloves. You'll see my tactical gloves that I'm wearing.
I see the truth in
The what?
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to
Oh,
think so.
you know,
Will
just
you
some
be here
base
tomorrow?
on the
We
East
move
Coast.
around quite a bit.
I should have been wearing a scarf.
Center. A strong strategy. I like
I did.
where your head's
I
at.
did. No, we had to come up with that.
Anything
I wrote the script for this,
I
and
was never here.
I did. And we strung the lights that night, and the he had me like walk like exaggerated steps like 3 or 4 times to do this, and then he hung a light above me, and he literally, because again this was low budget, he was like chain smoking and blowing smoke in my face while we were doing the light thing. And it's like, I go, this cannot be regulation in any way, shape, or form. Oh yeah, that's what I was going for, and that was fishing line on the, it was so low rent.
Package intercept. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on
But
back,
that
let's
ship
see.
is totally real. We had to call that in. Well, it's just not that high. Let's put it that way. You could fly around, but that's Jenny. She was my friend. Uh-oh. Time for music. Welcome to Strange World Part 404. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious in his 80s video game font. Why is an interesting choice, by the way.
That's exactly what I wanted. I was so happy. First, they sent me this one that was kind of like leopard print and bright pink, and I loved that too, but I was going for more of this 80s video game font. It was exactly what I wrote them.
Oh, and that font is perfect for me because I remember, I was there. I was winning arcade tournaments back in the early 80s at a very young age. And
that's great.
It was fun. I won 2 Pac-Man tournaments. Oh my God, that dates me. But yeah.
So all your brain power just really works for Pac-Man.
Just straight up memory. In fact, I'll tell you really quick. So it's all because the early programming was simple patterns. So the ghosts, you said, the ghosts in Pac-Man, you thought, oh, they're random. No, they are not random at all. And so there was a guy, a card counter from Vegas, who wrote a book on it. I think his name was Ken Uston, Uston, and he did the patterns for the frickin' board. And so I took
the patterns,
and so I took an empty game board, blew it up on a copier, and I sat down with like 150 sheets of this game board, and with a pencil, I would not go to the arcade until I could draw with a pencil the pattern I needed to go without stopping. And once I was done, I go to the arcade. My first quarter, I botched it. But by like my third quarter, I had it absolutely freaking down. And it was so much fun. And yeah, and hard. And it's
diabolical genius you are.
Saved me a lot of money. I did not spend many quarters that year. And I won 2 tournaments, which was fun. Okay.
That's awesome. Love that about.
Thank you. Phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. We got a lot of calls. So, jeez, where are we going to go? You know what? Let's pick up David Weiss. David Weiss, 203. What's happening, man?
First time caller here. I have to be quiet because Paige is in her Peter, what's his name? Pajamas.
Paige is sleeping?
Oh, Paige, wake up.
Not anymore.
Dave, welcome.
What's up, DJ? Good to see you.
It's so good to see you. I'm so happy for you. And I've been sending your Roseanne podcast to everyone I know that just hasn't looked into this yet. Because I'm like, look, it's good enough for Roseanne. You need to watch this.
It's actually working on a lot of people. A lot of people that said they couldn't get through. They gave it to their mother, they gave it to their kids, whatever. And it seems to be waking up a lot of people. So, yay.
Yay.
That's the goal,
happy,
isn't it?
How do you feel at the end when she says she loves you at the end of that?
I told her I loved her too. It was mutual.
What a great
It was actually really good. It was really good because we had a great conversation, and afterwards we talked for a while. We had some tacos, and they're into it. They're like, okay, the Earth isn't a globe. I don't know what the hell to think. And she said she's very excited. She said to her son, she goes, "Aren't you excited? We have new stuff to look into."
Yes,
I thought that was good.
I thought that was great when she said that.
And Mark, if you keep talking over my commercials, I'm going to have to cut your payment in half.
I dare you. I dare you.
Oh, my God.
And good job calling me out on the low battery. I was just trying to cut the line.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I never have low battery, man. I got like 96%.
I was wondering.
And I'm sitting right next to a charger, too. So I was just trying to cut the line. I'm on it. I'll tell you.
Nice.
You kind of called me out on it in the first 2 seconds. So that was good. Good on you,
Dave. I have to tell you, I love just hearing your journey unfold, and also I've been a fan forever, and just so grateful for your ability to put yourself out there and take a beating. Anyone from Flat Earth Dave to other people that just aren't giving you a chance to speak, and really kind of just give people something to ponder. I mean, even if you believe it or not, the mystery of this whole thing is so intriguing, and you do a great job of covering all the bases. And so thank you for what you've done.
I'm trying to get better. There's a lot of things I could do better, and I just keep changing, mixing it up. I just saw on the Roseanne Barr on the Facebook post. Oh, I put a clip. Oh, did you see now? If you go to her any podcast after mine, behind her son is my flat Earth compass, my metal compass I gave him, and so it's a permanent fixture in the studio behind. If you go to the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page, there's a poster of it there, and then I noticed that the trolls on my Facebook are top fans. That means they spend more time there than anybody else. And the guy said, because I said we're almost at 100,000 on YouTube. I think it's like 300,000 or 400,000 on Rumble. And he goes, "Yeah, 100,000, but 99,000 of them watched it to laugh at you." I'm like,
no,
really? Really?
I question that number.
I mean, like I said, once people actually give it a chance and look into it, it becomes it's the best mystery I've ever come across, which is why I'm still investigating. But you know, it doesn't get boring. It's not boring.
Here's the thing. They said we're not flat earthers. I'm like, are you globe earthers? They're like, no, we're definitely not globe earthers. So anyone that's questioning the globe is there. That's it, right? If you say I have concerns about the globe, boom, you're there. And there's nobody that can come across real information, the non-censored information, that has two brain cells that does not get it. Everyone gets it. We can argue all day what the construct is, what the map is, what the model is, how far is the sun, what is the sun. Sure, it ain't a ball. We all can agree on that.
Yep. Totally
Absolutely.
agree.
And I admire that you've been forward and shared that this has also put you on a little bit of a spiritual journey. And as someone that is also on that, I can't deny that these things kind of came to me over time, and it was just another, let's say, proof that maybe something bigger is going on, which gives people hope.
Oh, dude, this world is insane and amazing. When I don't know how any flat earther could be, bored, that's taken off the plate, and this world is actually just so incredible.
Right.
That's one reason I don't sleep because I have FOMO, massive FOMO with all the stuff going on.
Yeah, well, you help push the narrative forward that the Earth is wonderfully and beautifully made, and it's been admire your work.
I'm not alone. Mark has definitely referred me to a bunch of interviews, and we're all in this together. Some people don't participate, but we all share together, and Mark's videos were the first videos that I watched. Sophia Molstorm sent me Mark's his first clues. So he's like, you got to look at this, and that was the beginning of my journey.
And
so nice job, Shill.
Yeah, and you could have easily just banned her for life. So
I could have, but she's the one that told. What's funny? While I'm talking to her, I'm literally, because she's a long talker. I was on since I was home in Connecticut. Now I'm in the studio in New York, and I'm on Facebook while I'm talking to her. I'm banning people for suggesting flat Earth. When she said that, I have my finger on the ban hammer, and she says that, and I was like, nah, you too, and here I am.
That's great.
Wow. Well, it's a big pill to swallow for a lot of people, and the world wants this topic to be made foolish, and so you have so much courage that you're okay to take that beating, really. And I'm just,
what's amazing is this topic. First, I would say Mark and I have the easy job. We teach Flat Earth 101. I mean, we're teaching kindergarten.
Yeah.
I'm not doing Austin Whitsitt stuff.
No, God,
I'm
no.
not doing some of the stuff that Jaron does. We're teaching kindergarten, okay? And we're just getting people there. That's the easiest thing. And then the retention level. Mark, is there any other topic, any other hobby, anything that has this retention level?
No.
The retention level is 99.9999%.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, once it hits them, it hits them so hard. It's a red pill, blue pill. It's a stronger red pill, blue pill than almost the Matrix itself. In a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And when I go on these shows, I was on Alex Zeck's show called The Way Forward. He's got a big audio podcast, and his YouTube is just starting to grow. And he introduces me as the most controversial topic he's ever talked about. Meanwhile, he's Mr. Viruses aren't real. Okay, I don't want to get you thrown off YouTube. We went longer than it was his longest podcast. I think it was 3.5 hours, and it's got 4 times the views of any other show he did. Everybody loved Flat Earth.
Nice.
Everybody loves Flat Earth.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Well,
they do. I mean, find me somebody other than an astrophysicist that actually uses the word hate when describing Flat Earth. Almost nobody. So, hey, I hate to do this to you.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I do want to ask you one question though, which is, are you? I know you don't want to jinx it. Is the mystery interview?
I'm not going to confirm or deny if you suggest anything. I'm not telling you who it is. It's big. It's not Joe Rogan. There you go.
Okay. Well, I mean, is it still possibly in the pipe?
Oh yeah, it's still in the pipe for sure. So we just got to let this whole thing die down. Hopefully, it dies down.
Peanut's guess is Peanut's guess is Logan Paul in Impulsive, and I think that I don't know if he could get on that show.
That would not happen. Oh yeah, by the way, you were talking about Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
I've only heard his name. I think I saw one video of his a year or longer ago.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recognize the guy if I ran him over with my car.
Right.
But there's a video out, and I sent it to somebody. I got to remember where I sent it. Have you seen it? That Mr. Beast could be the Antichrist. And the argument is phenomenal.
Oh, really?
It says that the Antichrist, everyone will love him, so it can't be Trump, right? It can't be any of the politicians because not everyone loves. Everyone will love him. He'll have massive influence. He calls himself Mr. Beast. There's a whole bunch of things. This guy makes an amazing argument. Now I don't know.
All right.
If any of that.
Send me.
I'll try to find him.
Yeah, send me the link. I'll absolutely watch it. Yeah, it gives me more ammunition because.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right on.
All right. Peace out.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Later, DJ. Yep. Later. Bye.
Bye. All right. Boy, we got a full. I'm sorry, guys. I'm never going to get to everybody, so we're going to be selective here. We're not going to go in order. We're going to pick up 646 because I know that you ran into her at the conference. I know she'd want to say hi, and that would.
480.
What?
480.
No, 646.
I said, and we need to get to them.
Is DJ there? Can I talk to DJ?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi, DJ.
How's it going?
Can you guys hear me?
This is Nicole. She was the stagehand, the rail thin stagehand with
stagehand.
Yeah. She was doing all the audio visual stuff.
I was helping Nathan and Karen and everybody do the stage stuff at Vegas. Oktoberfest.
You were wonderful.
You were there. Oh, and I thought you were wonderful too, and I love the look. I love everything, and I am now feel like I'm starstruck now that I'm talking to you, and I forgot everything that I was going to say.
Oh, well, hey, thanks for all your hard work. That was an amazing event. You guys really had your work cut out for you.
There was quite a bit of work, but we're not going to talk about that. Can we talk about something else, like Dave Weiss?
Sure, let's talk about Dave Weiss.
So he was on Tinfoil Sombrero on Sunday. Did you guys see it?
No, I have not. I have not seen it.
Well, I'll send you the link. I'll put it in the chat. But I just want to give a shout out to Paige. But the other thing that I want to talk about is Lowry would have called in, but he's passed out because we went to the beach today and we witnessed somebody getting rescued on Rockaway Beach today because the waves were insane. So if anybody's out there on the water, which has nothing to do with anything that I was saying. So DJ, what did you do with the lab coat that Mark gave you?
Oh, I still have it.
Why aren't you wearing it?
It may or may not make an appearance. I mean, this was my first show, guys, so I'm just happy to be here. And to be honest, I was not nervous but excited, and I'm just gonna see how this plays out. So I appreciate the support and thank you so much for calling.
You know what? I actually just want to tell you, from like a newbie in this whole broadcasting bullshit, I just want to say that you were doing really fucking awesome, and I love your spirit, and I love like everything and like your vibe that you bring to everything. And so just keep up the good work, because right now in this fucked up world that we're in, all we need is the power of positivity and finding the silver lining and everything. And so, yeah. So thank you for bringing that to the table. And Mark, you know I love you.
I do.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh
my gosh.
You are.
You're in my dreams, Nicole.
I'm not. Wet dreams?
Well, you know, the
I
dream.
did not say that out loud.
Ooh.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay. Bye, Nicole.
That was great. Love you.
Bye. God.
Bye.
And by the way, I'm not kidding. Yeah, dirty talk. Yeah, I'm totally.
Wow, how sweet was that call? Oh my God, I'm just like, Mark, I can't believe this is real. I just had so much fun meeting like-minded people, or people who are just not afraid to question something, and were being so open that it literally energized me, and I had nothing but love to give back.
Nice. Hey, what number did you mention? You were looking at the board.
We have to go to 480 from Phoenix.
Okay, we're going to go to 480, and then after that, we'll see what time we have left. 480 per request from DJ Curious. What's happening?
Hey, Mark and DJ, it's Tony Coriolis.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, so, you know, I'm in Arizona, so that Mark Kelly guy, he is, like, my representative, you know? He's my senator.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope that they do select him, and Mark, you kind of are a prophet, so, you know, I think you kind of, like, made it, it's going to happen now.
I don't. The thing is, this is a difference. I don't want it to happen, but I've got a sneaking suspicion in my mind that he's already in the top two, because I've looked at the others, and it's like, you know what? He's still the safer bet. So.
And it is so weird, too, since he's, like, a new guy. He's only been there since 2022.
Yeah.
I think like Mark. I agree with Mark.
And
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Go ahead, DJ.
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say. So DJ actually came out to Arizona, and we did go get burgers. DJ does like burgers, so I took him to a place, and it has the name of Harvey's Wine Burgers. How close is that to Harvey Weinstein?
Pretty close.
I think they own the place.
Pretty close.
Yeah, but it was a good burger, and then it just so happened that the next day I got into a car accident. You know, I got my car flipped. I got hit by a red light runner.
Right.
So crazy. That's so crazy.
And then
the day before. Oh my gosh.
I know, it is totally crazy. Because at 3-2, we hung out and went to Harvey's Wine Burger, and then 3-3, the car accident. But then that leads me to, I got a what would you guys do question. Since you talked about the auto driving, we have those robot cars out here in Arizona. Do you have them in LA or Washington?
We don't really have them here, but there might be some in LA.
We do have them
yeah,
in
you
LA.
got them, DJ?
Them is that they're not like the Total Recall. To circle back to Arnold for a second, remember the robot that was driving the cars and then it blows up and it's like short circuiting. Oh God, that was like one of the best parts of the movie. So you know, the self-driving car is not as cool without that.
Nice.
Yeah, and these cars are weird. So I ended up having a rental car, and then it was at the time when they were redoing the road, so there were no lane lines, and then the robot car was going slower. Would you guys have passed it, or would you have not passed it? I did not pass it, but I don't know. It held its lane, I guess. But as you said, they tracked, like, you know, going off the lines. If the lines were not there, how is the car driving at all? How is that legal?
That's just it. They don't talk about it. It's like if the lines are screwed up, the car is screwed up, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's like, yeah, auto driving is a myth. It is not going to work in any sort of practical situation. And again, mostly because let me get this out really quick, which is it's mostly because of the insurance, which is if an auto car crashes and there's a fatality involved. Yes, and Peanut says, yeah, dirt roads, terrible. Yeah, absolutely. If it crashes, who's liable? Is it the car company? Is it the auto driving company that owns that part? Is it the software company that backs the auto driving? There's so many people involved and nobody wants to take the blame, which is why when, some years ago when the lady died at the crosswalk in Phoenix, they pulled all the cars mostly because they didn't know. It's like, okay, who's at fault here? The driver was in the back seat. So what are we doing? Anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, how about in that movie?
No, nothing. That was it. I wanted to stay kind of short.
Okay.
But Tony, do you remember that scene in Leave the World Behind where all the self-driving Teslas start crashing into each other, blocking off all the freeway exits and entrances so nobody could leave where they were?
Yep.
Is that predictive?
Now, I heard about it because
programming.
I heard about it because Mark and Karen talked about it, but I avoid everything on Netflix. That's like the Mr. Beast level propaganda. I avoid it.
Yeah. The Leave the World Behind was not good. I have still not seen Civil War yet.
I'm not going to see it.
I haven't seen that yet, but Peanut saw it and he goes, eh. And if Peanut says, eh, then I'm not in a hurry. I trusted judgment on a lot of it.
Leave the World Behind. If that's predictive programming, then the only way they can stop this information from spreading, especially the truth, if this is the truth, is shut down the internet. So is that coming? Is that coming or not?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. I think everything could end up working just fine, and I think that we're all in a great place right now. And DJ, I think you being in LA, DJ, you're pretty much poised to be like a politician in LA. I mean, everyone else out there is BS. You're a real person. I say you at least consider that. You got a good vibe, I could see you going down that road.
Well, you're the best. Thank you so much. I will never go down that road because I just have faith that whoever's meant to be put in power will be, and I don't have to worry about it, which is great news for all of us, actually. And instead, we can love each other, enjoy each other's lives, and spread this message of hope. Which this information, that's why it's so important. If it's true and it can be proven to be scripturally true, this is big news, and so it's worth investigation.
There you go. Well, thank you.
Totally.
Thank you. Got
it's a big thing. Glad we're all here. Peace out, guys.
All right. Have a good one. See you, man.
No, I'm good.
Okay. He's gone. And the reason why I cut him off is because we have at least one more caller, and you know who this is going to be. 845. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it with DJ Curious.
New York. With DJ. Oh my goodness. Loving it. You can't see me, but I'm throwing up jazz hands, man. I'm loving it. You were good tonight. You were funny as fuck. I like it.
Good.
I have no filter. I'm just going to be honest. And you are gorgeous. Holy shit. I've never seen you before. And I'm like, wow, that is a good looking fucking dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Thank you.
Too funny.
He is my arm candy for the evening.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm loving this. Boy, there's so much stupid around us. Wow. Just so much stupid.
Agreed.
Sorry. But Trump is the threat to democracy, It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, again, plenty of fun yet still to be had. It's not near. We still have 98 days till the election. So still got time.
Right. Yeah, today's 98.
Yeah, 98.
Trump posted every day now, I guess, because he was like 100 days, 99 days, 98 days. Have a nice day every day. I'm like, okay.
That last week, people are going to freak out. Nobody's sleeping that night. I guarantee it. No one's sleeping. And lucky for you guys, the election is on a Tuesday. So we will be doing it live from here.
Oh, man. Wow.
Tuesday. Gonna be a lot of fun.
Can I be on the show that night?
You know what? I don't know what the format will be as yet.
I know.
We'll see what we can do. We're gonna drag some people. What happened to DJ's camera?
That's gonna be a good one.
DJ, what happened to your camera? Are you still around?
Still here, but it's on your guys' end.
I question that.
I see him.
Do you? No, you won't in a few seconds. It did this earlier. It's all right. We'll keep going. It'll reset itself. See, it does that, and then he'll jump to full screen. Watch this. Watch. See it. Then it does that, and then it'll get bigger. Don't touch anything, DJ.
I didn't touch anything.
It'll probably go rectangular. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyway, what else you got, Zulu?
I love those freaking glasses he wears.
Those are nice glasses.
Did you see?
Yeah, they are.
Strange World.
I think Kamala.
Matrix.
Yeah. Those are wicked cool.
Yeah.
Wicked cool.
Only for you guys.
I think Kamala wore that outfit because of The Simpsons.
That makes sense.
That's why she put it on, because that's an older episode. I remember that. That's the one where she mentions President Trump. He's like, they're like, how's the deficit? And he goes, oh, Trump left us a mess.
Oh, I mean, that episode's got to be, 20 years old?
Yeah.
Somebody look up. I mean, that's before Kamala was really even into it. Kamala would have been 30.
I didn't know she dated Montel Williams. Sorry, just weird, arbitrary fucking trivia knowledge.
Sure.
I was like, what? Yeah. I didn't realize she's been around that long.
Yeah,
she will turn being evil.
She will turn 60 if she gets elected. As she's being elected, she'll turn 60. So she's 59
Crazy.
now.
Yeah. Crazy.
You got to cut back, man.
So I don't know if you saw that Deadpool clip I posted.
No, not yet.
Deadpool 3.
Not yet.
There's a birthday scene. I'm going to ruin just this one part. The birthday scene, and he says something about, another year around the moon, and what's her name, Leslie Uggams, the roommate, says it's the sun, you asshole, or something like that. And he turns to her and says, shut up, you round earther.
Nice.
Like, whoa.
Nice.
Where'd that come from? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was neat.
And considering how much input he had on the script, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, totally. Like they say all kinds of things, and you're like, wait a minute, are they really joking?
I've never seen a group influence media the way we have in the time frame that we have. Usually, it takes decades and decades to even get a blip, and we get mentioned all the time. We're in writers' heads, so I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you say we're everywhere, I believe that's now an understatement.
Hey, let me do this.
Everywhere.
Zulu, when I will invite DJ to the after show. What are you doing after this, DJ? You got time to say hi to some of the backstage crew?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So I'll get the
I'll send him the link.
I'll send him the link. Zulu, with that in mind, give me a quote and give me some shout outs.
Okay. First, a quote. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. And that was actually surprising to me who said this. Dolly Parton. Life doesn't always lead us down the path we wanted. You know, you have to empower yourself.
That sounds.
Make it happen.
After you said that, I can now I can hear her singing that now. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout outs
at Dolly World, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, shout outs to DJ, Mark Sargent. Oh, excuse me. Peanut Gallery, Master Gunner, NDB, BST tomorrow at 4:20. Patricia, Karen B, the chat, everybody. Just good group of people. All the callers, Jan, and I can't remember the dude who calls before and always praises Jan. I can't remember his name.
John.
And I always want to shout him out. And I'm
John,
and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, John from New Mexico. Not a real place, by the way.
Right. The old Mexico.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just weird. Just a weird name. All right. With that in mind, let's wrap this thing and tie a bow on it. Say goodnight, DJ.
Good night. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Adieu.
Wow, that's classier than me. Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu.
Peanut.
It's amazing. You're as classy as Patricia. That was nice.
I know.
Just saying.
I know. Peanut is just going to continue to smoke until he goes to bed, and then probably going to still smoke. Probably going to hook it up to his CPAP machine. And roll credits. They last 3 minutes. We're going to let the music run out, just so you know. And I'm going to be drumming during that time, and we're going to be alternating between the screen and drumming. And hot sex, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
do this every once in a while.
Spectrum Internet offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
El Honda Civic detrás de mí es de super nivel.